Yes, sir. So, welcome to the Broadway Joe Show.
Amen.
This is my very good friend, silver medalist on the American Idol, up and coming superstar in country music down here in Nashville. What I think, at least, I think a lot of people would agree with me. Dan Marshall. So, dude, it's been awesome to have you on finally. I know we were supposed to do this like 2 weeks ago, and then we all got hungover as hell from
for your birthday.
Shooters. We did it for a good cause. So
yeah, we were at Hooters eating wings. Best wings I've ever had, man.
Not for Cody's chicken sandwich.
No, that was pretty miserable. Yeah. So those of you who weren't there, so everybody, they served Cody just a flat piece of chicken that you would find at a public school lunch hall, and no mayo, no tomato. Just fucking threw it on a piece of bread.
The fact that he had to ask the waitress that, hey, can I get some toppings? And she's like, well, what do you want? And he's like, what was supposed to come on the burger in the first place, or the chicken sandwich?
And she looked at him like he had clown makeup on. Like,
yeah.
And then what?
She brought him back what was it? It was a styrofoam like to-go box with like lettuce, American cheese, tomato, onion. She's like, he could just do this, and I'm like, this is awful,
dude. Yeah,
and I'm kind of glad I got wings instead of a dang sandwich because of that.
Yeah, man. Well, what was that one flavor that Duffy got?
Daytona.
Woo!
Just sounds like a good flavor.
It was a great flavor. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, man, dude. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, man.
We're good friends now.
Yeah.
So when I first moved here, you weren't on the scene yet, but like
no.
You Bryson Cooper moved here, really good singer songwriter, close friend of mine, close friend of yours.
Which is funny too, because he we were down here first, me and Duffy were.
Yeah.
And then he came a month later, and that's when we started going out to the Live Oak and stuff, and really met you guys. So, man, it's definitely one of those things. It's kind of crazy, like how fast you become friends with people down here.
Yeah, dude, it's just a vibe. Like if I can't vibe with you and vice versa, it's just maybe it won't work. But yeah, right off the bat, I was like, yeah, this fucking Joe guy's awesome.
I try to make good first impressions.
Joey.
I do. But then they get to see the real me and my wild side, and sometimes we're like, holy shit, this
I
guy's
saw it
too
right
much.
away. That's why I was like, yeah, we're gonna be friends.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to touch base first and go through the normal basics of just like who you are, where you're from.
Sure.
What started this what started this whole country music dream for you? Where did it begin?
So I've been in music, like doing music since I was a little kid. I started off playing piano.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I started when I was like 7 or 8, and I still play to this day. But always like grew up with country music around the house. So just singing it all the time, and vocally I've always been able to sing. It was just like, it was something I always enjoyed doing. But mainly I was big into sports growing up. So, as far as like singing stuff goes, I didn't like really get to hone in that skill too much. Like I wasn't in like the school choir or anything,
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
No, man. I mean, like there's a lot of artists that, that they were in high school choir, and like Luke Combs, I'm pretty sure was in choir in high school, and he excelled at it,
And it's just kind of funny to me because, like, I mean, obviously I've never been musically gifted at all, but like just choir in general.
I've heard you sing, dude.
Like,
you're all right.
Was like, it's just like I don't think I've got the guts to actually do it.
Yeah.
But I've always just been sports. But my country music, for me, it dates back to when I was a kid. But
yeah,
it just became knowledge to me. Not anything I could use it for, just knowledge of like knowing artists, songs, and stuff like that.
I always found it super interesting, like the history behind country music, and kind of its origins, and it grew from really like Brooks and Dunn records, George Strait.
Oh yeah.
Just all kinds of stuff. Those were probably Kenny Chesney, another big one, like growing up, but like
Toby Keith.
Oh my God.
Rest in peace,
God,
man.
dude.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to that legend. So like, it just kind of like, that is literally all I listen to. It's like, I mean, I listen to like classic rock. I'd listen to hip hop, like if I was like in the weight room or something, like, you know, or getting ready for a game, you know, cause it's, you're not going to listen to like, you know, Kentucky Bluebird, like
Just to get hyped up.
get hyped up, you know? So like, and there are some country songs that get you kind of hyped, like, you know, loud thunder, heavy rain.
Yeah. Cody Jinks. He's a bad son of a gun.
Yeah. But other than that, you know, it's just been my life. It's been such a huge part of my life, you know, and it was always something that I've dreamed of doing, but like, you don't dare to ask the universe, to ask God for it, you know, cause it's like,
it's a gift.
It just seems so out of reach, you know? But I think, it kind of happened organically. I was working a night shift job right when I graduated college. It was a company called Enviva out in Portsmouth, Virginia. And
you're from Virginia, right? Not West Virginia?
Yeah. No, not West Virginia. Okay. I'm from Virginia. And I worked there with one of my best friends, Garrett Marchand. And one of our coworkers brought in a Martin guitar, and I'd been playing guitar up to that point about 4 years. And
so piano was the first thing you learned, and then it went to acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I went to acoustic because, like, I don't know, like, unless you're Ronnie Millsap, you don't really hear a lot of piano, you know, in country music.
No, you don't. Not anymore, at least.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope it comes back. I hope there's, you know, a cat that just tickles the ivory and can kill it, you know. But it was mainly for just like personal accompaniment. Like if I was alone, I'd always pick up the guitar. Mm-hmm. I think first song I learned was "Horse with No Name," and then it was a George Strait song called "I Got a Car." I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
I got a car, said or something.
So, are you self-taught as a guitarist?
Yeah, completely self-taught. Well, I guess, you know, like I would learn like YouTube you know.
But I mean, that's still, to me, self-taught in a way, just as in, like, you don't have someone personally sitting next to you and showing you.
Right.
Like, did any of your family play guitar, play instruments? So it's just been you?
No. Well, my family, so my brother was actually, funny enough, I mean, he was he was super musically inclined. He didn't have a bad voice, he didn't have a great voice, but like, he was a really good saxophone player. And that kind of like, you know, I always wanted to be, I'm the youngest of three. So I always wanted to be like my two older brothers and just kind of like followed their passions a little bit. And it kind of stemmed from that a little bit. But a coworker brought in a guitar, Martin guitar, and I started playing this song called Texas Was You or something like that by, Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
Great song.
Oh yeah. I love that song.
And I got done playing it. And my buddy Garrett was like, dude, what the hell are you doing, man? I was like, what? He was like, you need to like do something with this, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it took a couple months of peer pressure from my friend and coworkers. And eventually I started putting out TikTok videos, like cover songs. And the first one I ever put out, it did really well. You know, I'd never gotten that much attention before in my life for anything. I mean, like, you know, I was blessed to be able to play football at a high level and stuff. But I'm saying, like, just you as an individual.
Being able to kind of accomplish,
right.
Well, try something completely new that you didn't think you'd ever be good at, and then look at you now.
Yeah.
Like, look where you are. Look at your point in life, your stage in music. I mean, you're in the fastest growing city in the world.
Yeah.
And you're literally doing your thing out there on Broadway.
Dude, it's nothing short of a blessing. Like this whole ride it's just been like ever since that night. It was like, and I loved football more than anything, but oddly enough, country music and guitar and singing has come easier to me than football ever did.
Yeah.
And, you know, ever since that night, you know, like videos started blowing up, and then American Idol, one of the producers for American Idol, found me on TikTok, got a hold of me and was like, hey, like, and I didn't think it was real. So I ignored her.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, who would, right?
Yeah. I thought it was I ignored the shit out of her. And then she eventually called the Alumni Association at Virginia Tech and was like, hey, who is this kid? And it was like, oh, it's Daniel Griffith. You know, he played football for us, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, we're looking for him. And then so the Alumni Association called my parents, my mom actually, who was in a Home Depot, like looking for in the Home Depot. And then my mom immediately calls me and was like, hey, do you know American Idol's trying to get a hold of you? And I was like, oh, geez, I guess it is
So
real.
this shit's real, yeah.
Yeah, it's real. So, you know, I kind of talked it over with, you know, close friends and, you know, my close family, obviously. And it was like, hey, dude, like, what do you have to lose? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I kind of got to backdoor the whole tryout, and I sang for a couple executive producers, and then they flew me out to LA, and they were like,
wow.
hey, do you want to sing in front of Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie? And I was like, yeah, obviously. And
If I made it this far, you know, it's
yeah,
like,
it was,
fuck yeah.
dude, that's exactly right. It was like, one thing after another, and it was just kind of like doors kept opening, and I just kept walking through them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I didn't expect anything. I came in with very low expectations. I was just like, the fact that I was able to come to LA, it was my first time ever in California, and get to sing in front of these 3 celebrities who, you know, up to that
huge names.
Yeah.
I mean,
just, and it was so strange. I mean, but, yeah,
probably very nerve wracking too. Like, were you pretty freaking nervous?
dude, I was so nervous. I couldn't feel my legs.
Yeah, you're probably just sitting there like, do I gotta do this?
This is a Garth Brooks song. But yeah, Garth Brooks is another one who is a huge influence.
Where's the bodies, Garth?
Dude, I know, man. It was a comedian that does that.
When I first found that,
Yeah.
I had to go down the rabbit hole. Because I'm like, why is every Instagram post, where's the bodies, Garth? I'm like, what is this? So I'm like Googling shit. Like, I'm like, what is with people commenting this under Garth Brooks's Instagram and social media accounts? And then it goes down this rabbit hole, and then it goes down to the comedian. And I can't remember which comedian it was that did it.
Tom Segura. Now, yeah.
Yes, because he said Garth Brooks blocked him or something on Instagram. They said he blocked him. And then he was like, I'm pretty sure it goes the fact that he said he was blocked by Garth Brooks. So he said he just started this thing where he's like, where's the bodies, Garth?
Yeah.
We know you're hiding them.
Yeah.
And it actually had a weird connection to something real going on.
Yeah, it kind of did. But yeah, because I was confused too. I was like, man, he's such a nice guy. Like, why do they keep saying that? You know, but.
And his alter ego as Chris Gaines is still the funniest thing to me. Like, and it doesn't look anything like Garth Brooks.
No, it doesn't. He's got like this weird like soul patch kind of thing.
Little soul patch, long hair, kind of looks like a young emo Keith Urban.
Yeah.
You know, like if Keith Urban was emo and young again. Yeah, I had that little soul patch.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think so. I watched Garth's documentary, and I think they were trying to make a movie. And then the movie, he dropped the album as this alter ego guy before the movie came out, and then they pulled the movie. So it just made Garth look like this like insane dude who just like he wanted to be double famous. And I'm like, I don't think that was the case at all. But like from the outside looking in, like it's like, dude, like that's so weird. But I mean,
what was the sole purpose of this? Like,
yeah, exactly. So
if you're fine with just being, I mean, you were already in the MLB. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then you're probably one of the biggest country music singers of the 90s. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what more could you possibly want? Like, dude, you have it all.
I don't know.
And then you want, like, I understand it keeps you hungry, but the fact that you want to live another life as a completely different person just for shits and gigs. Like, I guess if you're that bored, yeah, go for it. But I mean, I feel like you could find so much better shit to do with your life.
I don't think you can find the album anymore. I think they pulled the album, but I'm pretty sure Trisha Yearwood said that like to this day that was like one of his best albums.
That's insane.
Oddly enough. I mean, the dude's stupid talented, you know, like
100%.
That's what you get, you know. So, but like it is kind of funny. Yeah, where are the bodies, G? Where are the bodies? But anyways.
Yeah, let's go back to So actually, I wanted to bring up your song that came out pretty recently, "Fire."
Yeah.
Absolute banger.
Thank you.
I fucking love it.
I appreciate it.
Every time it comes on, it's one of those that you can't skip.
Dude,
And it's like the same way because it is. Well, it's like it's not that I listen to it just because I know you and you're a good friend of mine. It's because I purely enjoy the song. Like I'm like singing it like in the car, bro, and I'm just like, you got me on fire, like trying to imitate your voice, bro. And it's so funny to me because I'm thinking about like, bro, if Dan seen this right now, he'd probably just be fucking laughing his shit up.
Dude,
but it's such a good
man.
song, and I don't think more people should know about this. I don't think many people know about Fire, but
yeah.
You know. So if you don't know that song, if you haven't heard it, just type in on your Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, basically anything. Dan Marshall, and
Farmers
the song
Only.
is farmersonly.com.
I
That's
always
a good
make
one.
that joke.
Dan Marshall, and then the song is called Fire. It's an absolute banger, and I promise you will not regret listening to it, and it will
Thank
be
you.
a top 10 song in your playlist.
I appreciate it, dude. You know, one of my regrets with that song is I didn't advertise it like I should have. You know, like, I don't know, as an artist, you have to believe in the music you're putting out, and I did believe in that song, but I was still, you know, the voice of doubt's always there, you know, and I just didn't do good enough, you know. And
it's kind of the not like self-hatred, but you're just not confident enough in yourself to be like, fuck, dude, like, this sucks. And everyone's like, no, dude, this is great. And you're just like, yeah, but how do I make myself feel like this is great? You know, does this song have to absolutely take off? Like, because if the song's great, you're going to think, oh my God, this shit should explode.
Yeah.
And it's hard to have that patience with yourself to say, okay, let me just give it time. Yeah. Because it could take one day, it could take 15 minutes, it could take 4 years, it could take 3 months. I mean, the timetable is just, it could be any day. Yeah. And dude, I think sooner or later that song will really pick up. And I mean, I think it should have been picked up a long time ago. Like I said, I think it is it's very well written. The instrumental's amazing. The vocals are great. There's not really one bad thing you can pick out from that song. Thank you. Like, it's honestly just every way in shape and form. It produced everything. I think it's perfect. Yeah, man. Good friend of mine, Reed Sorrell. I think it's Reed Sorrell. I keep wanting to say Reed Sorrell. Sorry, Reed, if you're watching this. But he's my producer, man, and the guy is he killed it. The guy is stupid talented. Like, he's such a weapon in this town, and I think he works with Camille Parker, who's a brand new artist. She's crazy talented. She just got her Opry debut. He works with a couple other artists like Cole Ritter, and but we're just starting out, you know. And that kind of is like makes it so exciting. Is like, you know, it's not like I went to, you know, it's not like I went to like such and such producer that's, you know, worked with Kane Brown or whoever, you know, like. It was kind of like it was all super organic, man. Yeah. The way like we had a write together, we hit it off, and then we came out with my first single, "She Wants a Ring." I didn't know. I thought "Fire" was your first single. Yeah. So when I downloaded it from Apple Music, I had gotten on there and like it actually clicked on your like profile. Yeah. And I seen you had another song. I was like, bro, what? I don't remember this. But I was like, I didn't know you then, so it only made sense. Yeah. But I listened to that one too, and that one's really good as well. Thank you. Yeah, man. But yeah, the guy's crazy talented, and you know, I was able, like, through him, kind of branch out, and you know, he knows a lot of really good musicians like he went to school at Belmont. Okay. So he knows a lot of really good musicians, and you know, like, so we've had the same guys on both those records, and this next record coming out, which is, I'm so glad that it's getting the traction that I think it needs on social media. It's going to be called Heaven's Honky Tonk. Comes out April 5th. You should go check that out. April 5th. Okay. April 5th. I didn't even know that. But yeah, I mean, we've used the same musicians on all of them. They're all stupid talented. And you know, it's just, again, dude, nothing short of a
blessing to work with those guys. Yeah.
So, Heaven's Honky Tonk.
Yeah.
What is the backstory on that song? Does it mean anything close to you, like a family member or a friend, someone that had?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I was really close with my grandfather, and sometimes I get emotional when I talk about him because he was such a wonderful man. But I think more importantly, I think the song is something that everybody can relate to. Like there's a lyric in there talks about I don't know if you ever heard like when it thunders, it's God in his rocking chair.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
my grandparents said.
Yeah, so we kind of have we kind of put that stuff in there. Like every time I hear thunder, it makes me wonder if the bass drum is kicking on working man's blues. Or is it the sound of the hardwood meeting granddaddy's boots? Like while he's dancing.
And the way you lyrically put this song is like.
Thank you.
It's genius.
Thank you, dude. Well, I can't take all the credit, man. So I wrote the song with Taylor J. Smith and Matt Gorman, two really good friends of mine. And I think it was it was actually this girl named Mandy Devaney's idea. It was like, and we all looked at each other. We were like, yeah, we got to write that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like if Heaven had a honky tonk, like.
It's such a great conversation starter because, right now, I'm getting ready to ask you if Heaven had a honky tonk. Who's the people you want to see in there, and what's on the jukebox playing?
That's exactly right. It's like I think everybody's kind of had that moment, thinks about what is heaven gonna be like. They're when they close their eyes for the last time and they go to the other side, like who are they gonna see? Like if I could talk to anybody, like I would talk to
I mean, hopefully, my dog is the first at the gate. And then, my family, and then Dale Earnhardt and Abe Lincoln are just sitting over there just waving to you.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like Abe Lincoln, you talk to Abe Lincoln.
Don't even know who I am, but he's like, "Hey man, welcome to heaven." And you're just like, "What's up, bro?"
Dude, I bet the line to talk to Abe Lincoln is just out the freaking door, dude.
Yeah. Do you still think he's wearing his top hat and his normal outfit, or do you think Jesus gifted him a white cloth, but he still has the beard? Do you think that in heaven we get the same outfits, or do we get one outfit where it's all a cloth?
I don't know, dude.
We're a little leaflet around our heads.
Yeah,
we're like angels.
Is everybody shredded in heaven?
Yeah, am I gonna be jacked this time?
Do we all have the Jesus abs?
Yeah, dude. Because I kind of got screwed over in this lifestyle. I got put with a 34-year-old dad bod, dude. I literally look like I smoke meat. Drink at least 7 Busch Lights a day.
Dude, that's not a bad life.
No, it's not.
That's not bad.
But I've actually been in the gym for the past 2 weeks now. I finally got a gym membership, and I told myself, I was like, man, I got to quit being a lazy piece of shit. I was like, I'm tired of this. And
where'd you say you were talking about that? Where are you going now?
True Fit. Over there on Donaldson. I literally go from work to the gym and then home.
Okay.
And then if I have to work overtime or if I have something to do the next morning, I'll usually just go for 30 minutes, just hit a treadmill or do the sauna.
Yeah.
And then leave and then come home. As long as I do something, I feel happy about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to do something. I've been bad. The past couple of weeks, I really haven't been in the gym, especially since this song, this song's picked up and on social media. So things have gotten a little bit busier. Yeah. I've been neglecting my gym duties.
Yeah. This happens. It happens.
Yeah, man.
So actually I want to ask you, how did it feel that when you had posted a reel for Heaven's Honky Tonk? I mean, were you every 5 minutes checking it, seeing who's viewing it? Because I mean, what's it at? 1.5 million views right now?
Dude, it's at 3,200,000 views.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's doing its thing.
But I mean, you had to when it started getting up in numbers, you probably had to be sitting there looking. I'm like, oh my god, what's at it today? It had to have been something that always sat in your mind. Correct?
Yeah. So when I first started posting it, I knew I wanted to get better on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
And the more I posted on Reels, the more views I'd get. And the more views you get, obviously, the more likes, shares, comments, that kind of stuff.
It all just eventually adds up.
And it snowballs.
Yeah.
And I think so. I posted the first time I advertised it. It was just me at the back deck in my house in Virginia, or my parents' house rather. My house, my parents'
My
house.
crib.
My crib.
No,
But and it did well. Like, you know, like I don't know. I just stopped. Same thing with Idol, man. I just came in with zero expectations. I was like, this is me. This is my music. This is, you know.
if you like it, take it or leave it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then
It's a good way to look at it, though. It really is. You can't. I wouldn't expect. I don't think you can expect yourself. Like, I think for a good, successful person, you can't just go into anything and just think, I'm the shit. I'm gonna blow up. I should blow up.
No.
Like, you got to have the attitude of just like, I'm gonna put this out there. If it does good, it does good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, kind of just having a better attitude about things, I think is very,
Yeah.
very helpful to yourself. It's very helpful for the mind, and like it just helps you in future endeavors and like
Yeah.
anything in life. I feel like as long as you just have a solid, like, keep calm attitude and just try not to, you know. I try to make things like when it comes to stuff, when I'm doing stuff, I try to make it like, oh, well, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him.
Right.
Or this guy, or, you know, whatever. I try to always give other people more credit than I give myself,
Right.
because I'm like, I don't want to be the dude that sounds like a douchebag and is like, yeah, you know, you may have done this for me, but I did this myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that, like, I feel like, some people are, I mean, I feel like most people are pretty good at it, not giving themselves more credit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes it easier on your mental if you can just go in, just be authentically yourself, and if people like it, fine. If people don't like it, that's also fine. You know?
Kind of
But,
just
like,
go in with a don't care attitude, but try your hardest and like,
Right.
you know,
Well,
do what you came to do.
like, you care because it's your craft, it's your work. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and like whenever you put music out, it's basically like your resume. You know, it's like this is like I deem this necessary to put out, invest my money into, because I want people to listen to this. I want people to hear what I have to say about this. But you know, at the same time, you know, it's posting on social media is such a huge thing, especially for independent artists.
Yeah, you just got to keep it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody wants to be like this mysterious, you know, like artist that, you know, only posts once a month and gets 1 million likes and lives this mysterious life, and like
everyone wonders what he's doing.
yeah, everybody wonders what he's doing. Like, you know, what's Morgan Wallen up to right now?
Yeah, and he's probably
know.
just like
Yeah.
hanging out with Drake, hanging out with the president. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Exactly. But he's gotten to that stage where it's like an ungodly amount of fame. Like, it's unreal.
I think he's more famous than Elvis Presley ever was. I think he's more famous than Garth was in the 90s. Like, that's
I personally think that, I mean, in today's, I feel like he's probably the most famous country music singer ever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
he passed Garth.
No diss to Johnny Cash that people will forever hang.
Exactly.
But I mean, at this level of just popularity is just, it's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was able to reach other avenues of music, and bring in more fans to country music.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have, and I don't see any problem with it. You know, I personally like his music. I think it's great. It's not the music that I'm making,
But
but what's nice about it, it's bringing more fans. You know, it's bringing more fans from the left. You know, whatever, any area, and then it drives these, you know, traditional country fans. You know, like neo-traditional country fans, hard right. You know, and I'm just, you know, I want to grab the butterfly net and just be like, hey, like, this is me. This is I make this kind of country music. You know,
if you don't like it, that's fine.
and if they don't like it, that's fine. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, but I think, you know, having artists like Morgan Wallen, and Morgan Wallen makes like really good country music too. Like he's able to make, you know, excellent like super country stuff, and then
I mean,
you know,
he can literally go into and do a rap song, and it sounds like I love
Met
his
her
like,
down at Aldine's.
yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, it's great.
It's
you know?
Broadway. When Broadway Girls dropped, we were in my buddy's basement playing like poker or some shit.
Yeah.
And Bryson was like, dude, Wallen just dropped this new song with Lil Durk. And I was like, all right, turn it on. So we get it on the speaker.
Yeah.
And like as soon as the beat starts getting, I'm like, oh man, I feel like he's about to just go ham on this. I love it.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I love that song.
Exactly.
And I think it's cool that country music is now cool again.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah.
I actually want to ask you, when do you think, was it a certain singer like for say Wallen that made where other people from different genres of music started to look at country and was like, holy shit, this is like the genre for everyone.
Yeah.
Like what kind of made you think, who brought in this new era of country music?
Morgan Wallen. Yeah. Absolutely brought it in. Yeah. He was the catalyst, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he was the guy that did it. And yeah, he was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And now we got more artists. We got Post Malone coming in. We got Beyonce making country music now, and
I will be honest with you, like myself, who grew up on complete traditional country music.
Yeah.
And when I was a little bit younger, before this whole Nashville thing, before any of this was even a thought in my head,
right?
You know, we had people like FGL come in, and to the country music thing, and like with me and my dad will not listen to music today. He hates it.
Yeah, that's
he
fair.
just despises it,
That's
and I'm
fair.
like, I don't blame you. Because some of it's like complete, like for me, in my opinion, complete dog shit. Like there's some songs I'm like, dude, for real, like the Applebee song.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I
come
get
on,
it.
man. I ain't listening to a fucking song with the windows down about going to fucking Applebee's.
I get it, dude. No, I mean, but you know, Walker Hayes, like even with him, you know, yeah, he's famous for the Applebee's song and like these fun like dance songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like he's a really talented writer. Like he writes. Like he got famous writing country music, you know, like real country music.
Yeah.
So like all these guys are just, I think it's whatever, especially in the case of Walker Hayes, in my opinion, I think just it popped off and it was like, this is my vein now, you know, kind of thing.
And
this is my avenue.
And I don't blame him for writing off that at all.
Yeah. So I respect
if
the
I could
crap
write
out of him. I think he's incredible.
If I could write a song about like fucking Waffle House and it just takes off and I write shitty songs the rest of my life after that, but I still get paid a fuck ton of money. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, like, yeah, Walker Hayes, I think is stupid talented. All these guys are, you know, like it's just the opportunity. I guess what I'm trying to say is the opportunity. They bring in more opportunity, more fans, more people. They introduce it into the genre.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a spectrum. You know, so every time Beyonce releases a country song, you know,
it's hard to swallow sometimes.
It is, but it stirs the pot. She's Grammy award winning artist. You know,
she's a badass.
Yeah. And it stirs the pot and it makes people like, you know, I don't like that kind of country music, and that's fine. You know, like it's not for everybody.
You don't have to listen to it.
It's not for me either.
And that's the point I got to is like, it was so I went to the point of like being a complete traditionalist.
Yeah.
Like if I'm riding in the truck, dude, I swear it's either Hardy, Wallen, Aldean, or it's like,
but even like Hardy,
Randy
like,
Travis, it's George Strait, George Jones. I mean, it's mainly all classic country because that's just what I grew up on.
Yeah.
But I've learned to respect and appreciate that, even though I kind of don't like it still, bringing all these people in from different genres.
Right.
Like it's a cool concept, but sometimes I like listen to it and I'm like, dude, I can kind of tell this isn't for you. Like, thanks for trying, but you know, it's your freedom. This is America. If you want to go produce a country album and you're a rapper, do it.
Yeah.
Or you're a blues, or
that's exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have the complete freedom to do so, and I don't judge them for it because if I don't want to listen to it, me personally, I just won't listen to it.
That's exactly right, dude.
And everyone has the same freedom.
That's exactly right, man. No, and even in the case with like Hardy, because that's another huge artist like that I am just a massive fan of his writing.
Oh, dude.
So like, I've listened to, I mean, I know pretty much every Hardy song. And when he got into the more rock stuff, you know, which is as far as rock and roll goes, like that, I think is great. You know.
But the whole
it's just
genre mashup switch was like the Mockingbird and the Crow, for example. When that album came out, and he had released, I think, like 3 or 4 songs off of it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember he had Sold Out, obviously. That one was already kind of released.
Right.
And then he had 1, maybe 2 more rock songs that were like released before that album dropped. But
Yeah. He did a cover of Blurry by Puddle of Mud.
oh my gosh, people are obsessed with that cover too.
It was awesome.
And he does it in concert.
I think it's better than Puddle of Mud's. You know,
He does it in concert, and it's like, holy crap.
yeah, the guy can sing. He's
He's got vocal cords that are just stronger than.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to ask some of these guys, like, you know, how do you sing like that, like night after night? Because it's in your DNA. Like, you can either sing like that or you don't. And if you can't, that's another thing. If you can't sing like that and you try to sing like that, you won't be around in this. You won't be singing for much longer. That's just how it is. You have to sing how you naturally sing.
Yeah, you got to do your own thing.
But that's neither here nor there. As far as Hardy stuff goes, man, his country stuff is just otherworldly amazing. Like his lyrics, he takes ideas that have been used over and over again, and his ability to kind of flip it and create a fresh perspective.
So what song specifically would you say fits that?
Oh my goodness.
I think I mean personally, I think a rock was like
A Rock, yeah. Incredible. But that's an original idea. And that's another Hardy thing, that he takes like he'll take an inanimate object and like give it feelings. Like he's got one called like about Happy on his new album.
Oh,
you know,
dude, love that song.
Happy don't like alcohol.
Yeah.
Cruel at all. Yeah. Like, and it's incredible, you know, and it started with a rock.
Yeah.
But like his early stuff, like Rednecker Than You, that's what the 4x4 is for. Yeah. He's got one. What's that one? Till they shut all the bars down, rename all the streets.
Oh, I hope you hate your hometown.
I hope you hate
dude.
That whole album
fucking
is
love that song.
Stupid good, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I hope Hardy sees this one day, or at least, you know, maybe.
He does, dude.
Because he's probably, I mean, I've had a mixture of like top 5 singers of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I always have my list, and I keep it updated. But when I went to my first time I ever seen Hardy live, I think he was on tour with Aldine, and he was opening up, and we were like, who's Hardy?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to be something I wouldn't like.
Right.
So he comes out on stage, does his set, and like I'm looking at everyone, I'm like, dude, that guy's fucking badass. Like, I kind of want him to come out and play more again before Aldine or whoever he opened up for comes.
Yeah, he's incredible.
And so, cool story. When he kicked off the Mockingbird and the Crow tour, he kicked it off in Indianapolis.
Oh, cool.
At the Murat Theater, and so we bought tickets to go, and that fucking concert, man, it's like lives rent free in my head. Really? I had so much fun. I knew every song, and during one of the songs, I think it was right before he does God's Country, but he shotgunned a Busch Light, crushed it, and just fucking threw it out in the crowd.
Yeah.
And as soon as he threw it, I look up and I'm like, holy shit, that's coming right at me. I fucking just jump up, and Randy Moss, the guy in front of me, for that beer can.
Did you keep it, dude?
Oh, it's on my gun safe, right? Because after the concert ended, I walked to a security guard. I'm like, hey, is Hardy still here? And they're like, why? And I'm like, dude, this is his beer can. Like, I want to get this shit signed, or at least want to get a picture with him or something.
Yeah.
So they didn't know, and they're like, well, we're not going to take you back there. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Dude.
So we walk out of the theater, and my sister's like, hey, I heard there's like a exit on the other side where the people usually come out.
Right.
And we're like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So we go there. We're sitting by this fence for like literally an hour. And we're like, Hardy has to be gone by now. Like, he probably ran off stage, ran to the bus, booked it.
Yeah.
So, but we did hang out with Jameson Rogers for about 40 minutes or so. He came out and hung out with us. Yeah. And there was like a crowd of like maybe 12, 13 people.
Okay.
And we were like, dude, where the fuck's Hardy at? And like, not trying to be a dick. We know we like you. But I'm like, this is his beer can. I just want to get a picture, like a signature on it. Like, I feel like that'd be pretty dope. Yeah. And then we went and seen him in October of last year. Me and Bryson did at the amphitheater downtown. Okay. And that show was awesome. I bought floor seats. We got to see Lainey Wilson. She opened up with him.
She's badass, yeah.
Dude. Lainey, Jelly Roll came out on stage.
That's awesome.
And I think Lauren Elena did too.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then we got to see Hardy do his set. Because Lauren Elena came out and sang One Beer, I'm pretty sure, with Hardy.
Okay.
So that's why she was there. But I mean, dude, it's Nashville. And like, I kind of knew that I was expecting someone else to come out on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hardy by far, man, is definitely one of my favorites. And I cannot wait for this new rock album to come out.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, like kind of coming back to the whole country music thing, you know, and cause he makes like his rock stuff is incredible. You know, it's just not my personal cup of tea, you know, if we're talking country music, you know.
Oh, 100%.
But like when he was writing strictly country music, it was like, I mean, I just think his A Rock album, is that what it's called? I can't remember.
It's A Rock, yeah.
A Rock. Yeah, like I think it was the perfect mixture of rock and country.
Yeah, and I think that's where
it was perfect.
Because it was kind of weird. Like, first say, like, you listen to Mockingbird and the Crow album.
Yeah.
And, like, it's, like, straight rock.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go back and listen to his old stuff, and you're like, wow, I can, like, hear this rock in these songs.
Yeah. He just cranked the dial up to 10 on his
it just wasn't it wasn't, like, verified. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Hate Your Hometown. I love that song. Or what's the one where it's like, Ain't a Bad Day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Told an angel to go to hell.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. It's just like, all that rock has been there the whole time.
Yeah.
But now he's coming out and saying, rock. Like, classic rock. This is rock.
Yeah.
This is country.
Like I'm a rock artist. But like, you know, I have country roots. Yeah. He's done a great job of that, you know. And you won't find a bigger Hardy fan than this guy, trust me.
Yeah, dude,
but
I was trying to get one of his T-shirts up at the Mural that one day.
Yeah,
and I can't remember what I think it said "fuck Hardy" or it said "Hardy sucks" or something. One of his T-shirts says that. I'm like,
genius.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome.
That's genius, dude.
Yeah, because I think Elvis Presley
did
it too.
He did.
Didn't his marketer sell buttons that said "I hate Elvis"?
Yeah.
And they were selling out, but they were all the money went to Elvis. Like, dude, that's genius marketing.
Yeah. Said, I love Elvis, and then I hate Elvis buttons.
Yeah. And they're the same part that just goes all to Elvis. He's like, he don't know you. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. You shit me?
He didn't. No, he didn't.
He just took he just took like $5 from you because you wanted to buy a pin to wear on your shirt, look like an idiot. Like, this is genius, dude.
Yeah,
like, if this podcast were to blow up and I became a figure to the point where people love me and then people hate me, like, I would definitely sell merch that says, fuck Joey. People would buy it, wear it, and I'm like, fuck Joe. That guy, dude. Thanks for spending $30 on my website.
Yeah, I know.
$30 richer.
I know.
I thought about it, too. I thought about making merch. A little bit further down the road, of course.
You should, dude. I'm in the works right now of getting some merch going.
I was gonna say, do you have any merch available that anyone can buy yet, or is it kind of just still in the works?
Not yet, dude. I'm trying to. I don't know, dude. I work really slow. Like when it comes to writing and putting out music, or you know, just performances. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I love to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, you know, being diligent on social media and like merch, you know, admittedly, those aren't my favorite parts of doing stuff like this. So, and I think too, is like the music always comes first. So, you know, you got to get people to like you. You got to get people to like your music, to like who you are as a person, what you have to say. And then the merch comes, you know, I think. So like,
you got to make sure that you have like an audience to
you got to build you build a house from the ground up.
Yeah.
You don't build the roof and then start digging for the concrete,
digging the foundation and all that bullshit. Yeah.
So like I think that's kind of my main focus is just getting ears on my music, and whoever likes it, whoever doesn't, that's fine, you know, but like I just want to build an audience and, you know, stay true to the music. Like all the music that I put out is something that I've had written, you know, had a hand in, and then like once we have a market there, and it's like, okay, now we can move on to like, you know, doing merch and stuff. That's why it hasn't been like a main priority, and I got people asking me, you know, for merch and stuff, and I know I need to. I know I need to.
No, take your time with it. Take your time with it. Don't rush yourself on it, because you don't want to. I mean, we already got enough shit on your plate. The last thing you want to do is add another thing on your plate to
Exactly.
kind of mess with. And you want everything to go with the flow. You want everything to come out perfect for yourself anyways.
Yeah, man. It's all in God's timing for sure. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna come. You know, everything's gonna come when it should.
So how long have you been in Nashville? When did you move here?
I moved here late June of, let me think, 22.
22. Okay.
So
you have only been here for 2 years.
Yeah. We're coming up on 2 years in June.
Okay. When did it get to the point where you're like, I'm moving to Nashville to try to make this happen?
Dude, it was right after the show. I remember talking. There was a bunch of contestants that already had lived in Nashville. They did tryouts in Nashville, and I met them out in Los Angeles. And moving to Nashville has been a dream of mine for a long time, you know, for country music. And I was just asking them, like, Kaylin Robertson. I don't know if you know who that is.
I've heard of her.
She's so dope. Kaylin Robertson, Matt Gorman are, you know, they're.
I think I've met Matt.
Yeah,
maybe once or twice at Live Oak.
Yeah, Matt's a really close friend of mine, and they were both on American Idol, and they were kind of like, I'd never been to Nashville, and they were just kind of giving me some advice on, you know, like, hey, like, you know, if you come here, just make sure, you know, you keep writing songs, blah, blah, blah. You know, songwriting always comes first. You just, you know, hit us up as soon as you move here. But those two were the only ones that I really, like,
stuck with.
Yeah, exactly. I knew Hunter Girl lived here. I don't think Noah lived in Nashville yet. Noah Thompson was the winner of my season.
Okay.
Really nice guy. But yeah, I think Noah has a place here now. And we, like, it's been a while since we've talked, but I mean, I'm sure if I talk to Noah or Hunter, it's like,
yeah, it's like,
we wouldn't miss a beat. You know, everybody's kind of busy with what they got going on.
And everybody's got their own shit going on. So it's kind of like, it's hard to get around to everybody when you want to.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with me. Like when I come back home, of course I want to see my family.
Yeah.
But then I got people that want to see me that I haven't seen in months and
There's beers to drink. Sorry,
and
Pops.
it's like fuck, dude. Like I get 2 days to figure out how I'm gonna see everybody and try to make everything work out perfect so that no one's pissed.
Yeah, it's tough. It makes it stressful. It makes you almost like not want to go home sometimes. You're just like,
yeah,
there's
literally
gonna be
does.
so many people.
It's like, fuck, I'd rather just stay home and fucking play Xbox or something, you know? Like, and the drive up to Indiana is 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not bad, but I'm like, yeah, but do it like once every other weekend and then realize that you're only there for 1 or 2 days. And then you got to drive that 4 hours back. And it's like, dude, it sucks. I hate long drives like that.
Yeah.
And plus, the last time I went up to Indiana, actually, it was my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm driving back up to Indiana.
Okay.
I get a fucking speeding ticket.
Ooh.
My first ever ticket.
Okay.
And
Was it a bad one?
No.
Okay.
I was tired as fuck, but I saw the officer. I'm in the fast lane, and then he's in the lane next to me.
Yeah.
And he's an undercover. I can tell by his Charger. The license plate was weird. I could see the lights in the back glass. I was like, all right, this is a undercover cop. So I'm like, I'm going probably 85 in a 75, but I'm like, I'm in the fast lane too. So fast lane always moves. And with Indiana, they have a law where you have to go with the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
So this dude behind me is like riding my ass. So I'm like, fuck it, I got to keep going faster. So I'm going up to 85. And then finally, when I'm getting close enough to that cop, I was like, I'm not passing him. I'm going to basically be door to door. So I'm door to door with the cop. That fucker slams on his brakes, cuts the guy off behind me, and pulls me over.
Damn.
So I had to go from the fucking lane all the way over here, all the way over to the edge of the interstate. And I was literally 20 minutes from home. My exit was the next exit, which was a mile away.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I was so emotionless too, because like I was on 3 hours of sleep making this drive, and I was like zombified.
Like, sorry, Ossifer.
Yeah.
Sort of drunk, I'm not God.
Sort of drunk, I'm not God. But he was cool, but like he was just like very straightforward. So he wasn't an asshole, but he was just very straightforward. He was like, you know why I pulled you over? You know how fast you were going? Yeah. And he was like, all right, be right back. Took like 20 minutes. That's when I was like, I'm definitely getting a fucking ticket. Yeah. So he comes back. He's like, I am going to lower your speed on this, on the ticket. But he's like, I'm still going to give you a ticket. And I'm like, dude, thank you. Like, that helps so much. Come to find out, dude, the court fees,
Yeah.
$140 no matter what.
It's no joke.
And
dude.
then the speeding
It sucks.
is like, if you go 5 over, it's like $5.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck can't I just give you $10, bro? Just slip you a little 10 in that pocket, officer, and you can get on down the road.
I know, dude.
Fuck paying court fees, brother. You don't need to see my ass. I'm a great human being and a great United States citizen. I don't want to pay my fucking government more because they just send it over to Ukraine anyways.
Yeah.
State government though, I don't know what the fuck to do with their money. It doesn't go towards the roads. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I had some trouble with it when I was younger. Like I had a couple reckless driving tickets, but my truck didn't have cruise control, so I'm gonna blame it on that. And the Hardy's music, I'll blame it on his music. But
it's the same thing with like, sorry officer, I was listening to Motley Crue.
yeah,
dude, Kickstart My Heart came on. What'd you expect for me to do? Drive under the speed limit?
Yeah. There's a really funny video that I just watched. It was this morning, I think. And this police officer pulled this guy over, and he was like, "Sorry, sir, I know I was speeding." He was like, "Yeah, dude, you were going 87 and 55." And he was like, "I know, I was I'm really sorry. I was listening to David Goggins." And the officer was like, "Really? Carry the boats?
Carry the boats?
Carrying the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats?" And the police officer couldn't have been more cool. I just thought that was so funny. But yeah, man, especially with the police, man, you don't know, like, I feel like some police officers are
super dope. Like
they're super cool, man. Like, and I respect, I back the blue and I respect everything, all the bullshit that they got to put up with. But at the same time, there's definitely some police officers.
There's some bad apples, but you
that
can't.
were in there that like, they just want to tell people what to do and stuff. And those are the ones that,
they're kind of the old school hard heads.
Yeah, man. Like, just because you have a badge, it's not a crown,
Yeah.
Like, simmer down. You're a human being just like me.
Yeah.
You telling me you never speeded before, buddy?
Yeah, you sped to catch up to me. Like that. Yeah. We both did a crime, buddy.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling on you.
Yeah, I'm calling your manager, man. I'm filing a complaint.
Do they have managers? Who do they have? They got
probably supervisors or sergeants or lieutenants or some shit.
Go get your supervisor. What's your badge number?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That shit. Those guys that do the what are they, like, freedom auditors or whatever?
Yeah.
They go and just be annoying pieces of shits to like federal people. Like,
yeah.
They're like, "What are you doing here?" They're like, "None of your business. What's your name and badge number?" It's like, dude, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Don't you have a job? Like, do you have a job? You just go to work. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. That one unemployed friend on a Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm at the police station asking everyone for their badge numbers and recording it for no fucking reason. Just to see if they do it.
I don't know, dude.
Like, do you really care that fucking much?
Man, some people get fired up.
It's insane to me.
Yeah, some people get real fired up. I just I try to stay out of that kind of stuff, especially now.
Oh, 100%.
But like, I know we all got our
we all got our personal beliefs. And
oh, trust me, yeah.
That's pretty rough in this day and age.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
personal beliefs and opinions. But
exactly, it is rough, man.
I always told myself if I knew I was going to get canceled, I would make sure that they were like, hold on, let me reword this. If I was getting canceled for whatever reason, like, that's not going to stop me from making stuff. Like, I'll still do a podcast.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
you know what I'm saying,
well,
like,
people try to cancel you, especially if you have a major influence on, like Joe Rogan, like they try to cancel him and just made him even more popular.
Yeah.
And they take your words take them out of context and paint you in this horrible light. And it's like, no, that's not what I said. I meant it like this,
Yeah, and that's literally 99% of media does today.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't watch the news anymore. I can't watch it.
I mean, I'll look at the weather bug on my phone and be like, oh, is it gonna rain today?
That's it.
What's the temp gonna be like? But I don't get on TV, which we only have YouTube TV and like Amazon Prime, or at least I do. And like, I never once turn it on and think, holy shit, I really want to watch the news right now.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like such a fun
I'm really
thing
scared
to do.
too, because I feel like one day, like, it's just going to be like a switch. It's going to be like, I want to turn on Fox. Let's see.
Like a
let's see
drunk,
what Sean Hannity has
like
to
a
say.
drunk uncle on like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's like 2 p.m. He just got off work. He's like, God, I can't wait to watch Fox News tonight. Hannity.
Turn on Hannity.
Remember when they had Tucker Carlson on it?
He was a beast.
And then now he became this independent journalist. And
He's great, dude.
Did you see where they were trying to assassinate him in Russia?
No. They tried to assassinate him?
Apparently, our own government had put out a hit for Tucker in Russia.
You're lying.
And hired a guy to place a bomb on his car, and the Russian government
Is this like a confirmed?
This was
thing,
after.
or?
Yeah, this was after the Putin interview
Whoa.
when he did it with Putin, because the media went crazy that Tucker Carlson was interviewing Putin.
Whoa. Yeah.
But it was it was insane. I was like, dude, I don't even want to get into politics, but like I just thought how like that kind of just shows the bright picture here of like.
Yeah, I mean, nobody...
our own government trying to do a hit on our own American journalist in a different country, and then they were probably going to blame it on them. They'd be like, oh, it was Russia.
Yeah, sure.
It was Saddam Hussein. He had this planned out for 30 years.
It was Saddam. Saddam Hussein did it.
But I just thought of something, too, actually. So Heaven's Honky Tonk brought me an idea.
Okay.
When you get to heaven, like... Do you think that we're going to have a chance to become a ghost? Like, do you think we could, like, you know...
What, like, you know, like haunt your grandkids? Like...
Well, like, I'm just saying, like, someone moves into your crib after you're dead, you could be, like, walking through the house making a fucking bowl of Honey Bunches of Oats or something at, like, 6 a.m. on a fucking Wednesday morning.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that it's possible that, like, okay, let's say if you don't... Well, let's say you have the opportunity to become... a legit ghost. Like your job is to just chill in the crib, make people's like fuck with dude. I would be a horrible ghost. I would fuck with people so bad. Like it would be a game to me.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
I'd get fired my first week. I'd be sent to ghost HR.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like I don't know, like cuz I'm pretty sure it says like there are no ghosts in the Bible, but like it's like
do you believe in ghosts?
It's more like demonic presence. But that's one of those things I just don't know what to think. I can tell you I don't want to be a ghost. No. I would rather, go
Heaven's Honky Tonk for sure.
I'd rather be with George Jones, Johnny Cash,
First
and
class
Chris
ticket.
Ledoux, dude.
Fuck yeah.
I want to be with Toby Keith.
Yeah, but just as theoretically speaking, if you had to become a ghost, like, what kind of ghost would you want to be? Would you want to be an asshole, or would you want to be like a cool ghost that like they wake up late for work and you're like, oh, don't worry, like they can't hear you,
like
they
Casper.
can't see you, but like you still do things
like where are my keys, and like you like find them.
You
for
just
him.
fucking throw it out. It just hits them right in the face. Like, see, that would be shit I'd do.
Yeah.
Or like, I tell you what, another thing would be like as soon as they go to bed.
Yeah.
Flip on the light switch, and then like as soon as he goes to go turn it off, just turn it off. Or like,
it wouldn't take much.
Or set random alarms on his phone every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he goes to turn them off, and I just get back on there and turn them on.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it'd be a cool ghost. I don't know. I wouldn't want to like. It just depends on who it is. I think.
Yeah. Like that'd be kind of cool if you got the option to haunt somebody.
Yeah. Like who do you want to haunt?
God looks at you.
Like I want to haunt like some cartel guy.
God's like you get one person to haunt. Who you haunting? And I'm like, that's a great question, man. What about that traffic flare up I had back in like 2009? You remember that guy? And he's like, let me pull up the tapes here.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy that cut you off and called you all these names. You're like, yeah, that motherfucker. Is he still kicking?
Is he still kicking?
He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet. Put me in his crib. You just you spawn in like you're in COD. You just spawn right in, and you're just like, I'm about to fuck this guy's life up. He's like getting ready to go on a flight, and you're like, fuck that. I'm putting his ticket in the trash can. Like just the simplest things you could think to piss a real human being off would just be hilarious to me. As
I don't know, dude. Like just like paranormal stuff just freaks anybody out. Like anything moving that's not supposed to be moving. That you're not pissing anybody off. You're just freaking them out.
Would you believe me if I told you I've been on a ghost hunt before?
A ghost hunt?
Like actually go to a very haunted place and ask questions to paranormal.
You've done that?
twice.
How was it?
Scary as fuck.
Did it work? Did you get anything?
The first time, no.
Okay.
The second time, yes. We, my best friend from school growing up, his parents did it. They were like ghost hunters, so they'd go. And at that age, you know, when they first told us about it, I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Yeah.
Then they showed us like recordings, tapes, and I like switch flip. I freaked the fuck out.
Holy cow.
So the first place we went to was a school that my mom had worked at.
Okay.
And it was a very old building. And she said at night when she'd be packing up to go home, she's like, I swear I can hear like chairs scooting across the floor, or I can hear doors shutting that were already shut.
Yeah.
And like just random sounds.
Yeah.
So we went and checked it out one night, and it was me and my buddy, and then his parents, and then it was I think my mom was there.
Yeah.
But it was screwed up. We were in like the area we went to was like for like the special kid. And I feel bad for laughing, bro, but we were in that area. So there was a lot of shit in there that I've never seen before in a school. And it's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Certain chairs with like straps on them. And it's like, where the fuck am I? So we're sitting there on this bench, and it's all of us lined up, and she has like a camera or something out, and she's talking to what I think is just the air, like just talking to
just
herself.
Talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like asking questions. She's like, is there a little girl in here? Is it a little boy? Well, you know, what are you? And then she would be like, one of the boys over here wants to play tag. Can you go touch them? And I'm like, oh shit. That stuff right there is like, fuck.
Were you the boy
Fuck
that wanted
yeah,
to play
I was.
tag?
Yeah, I was like, yo, shut up, bro. I was like, I'll kick that little bitch across the room, bro. But we did that, and we didn't pick up anything. But
one of the boys here wants to play tag. That ghost is definitely there. He saw you and was like, nah, hell no.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with this guy. Hopefully that's what he said.
That's what he said. So you were at
it was like an elementary school too. So
you said you were at a special ed room?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, it was not cool.
Huh.
One of the chairs I specifically remember looked like a car seat.
Okay.
And it had a bunch of belts and shit around it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that poor kid that has to sit in that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and we did.
Hopefully, those teaching methods are
acceptable
now
in today's society. But the second place we went to, they knew a guy that owned a very, very old house built in like the 1800s.
Oh wow!
Out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and apparently there's some backstories to
those. Are my
place.
favorites.
Yeah. Dude, the place just looks creepy. Like it just looks like a place you don't want to go, even if you knew the way. So, some of the backstory was that like. This place was haunted, and like he bought it because he was going to renovate it and live in it.
Damn.
And then when he started working on it at night by himself, all the lights would shut out. Like he'd be in there pitch black in this old fucking house, and the lights would shut out.
So how come ghosts like always know where the light switch is?
Yeah, I don't know. That's I think they feed. So I kind of like looked into it more on a deeper perspective from people that like obviously I didn't go to Ghost Adventures and like, oh, that's how they do that.
Right.
But like I like Googled shit. Like I just kind of did my own research, and it kinda, like apparently like you know, like when you're in an old house you hear creaks and shit, you're like, oh, it's a fucking ghost. But it could just be like a bad piping system, or your floor is creaky and
could be anything.
The pressure from the wind outside is causing it to make this noise. Like it could be anything.
Right.
But apparently ghosts are a form of energy. So like if you lived in the same house for 50 years and you pass away, some of that energy could stay there, as in the fact of like running down the stairs or slamming doors. That energy kind of stays there, which is it doesn't make sense, but apparently it like the energy stays locked in. So it's always in a cycle of life. So it like never goes away.
Interesting.
So that's where I think the light switch thing, which I don't know. I don't even remember when electricity was invented, but that whoever haunted that fucking house,
Benjamin Franklin discovered
knew fucking to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
But so we went. It was a group of our friends.
Yeah.
She wanted to take us all, and we're all sitting in the living room, and you can see a set of stairs to your right. She had a little chair sitting in the middle of the living room.
Okay.
And we're sitting on this old dusty ass couch, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like I could get like ghost lice sitting on this thing. Like it was dusty.
Yeah.
And this whole place just looks like a Scooby-Doo episode, bro. It just looks terrifying.
Yeah.
So she goes and sets a doll from upstairs on the chair.
Why?
Why? I know.
Okay.
So she's sitting there talking to it. She's like, if you're in that doll, move. Or like,
In the doll?
yeah.
Like
if you're
in the doll.
If you're a part of that, if your soul transferred to that doll or whatever, you know, move. Make a movement. Let me know you're here.
What'd it do?
And it didn't do anything. And she tried for like 20, 30 minutes to try to get this thing to move. So then apparently there was a guy that worked there was like a quarters there.
Okay.
And he was like a butler or some shit. So she started talking to her like, can you please come into the living room and bring me my tea or whatever. And then she started getting like saying it in a pissy way, like, get in here right now, like trying to activate something to work. And one of our good friends had us cracking up so bad, dude. He said, yeah, you better get in here, Butler. I'm starting to get a little rambunctious. And we fucking lost it. Just dead silence. He says that, we lost it.
Yeah.
I think probably 10 minutes after that, there was a big orb, like a green orb about the size of like a baseball, maybe a little smaller.
Yeah.
And it's floating from the kitchen into the living room and then just disappears. And we were like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah. So another thing we did after that was we tried getting them to come back, the orb and shit. Didn't happen. So there was a kid that apparently died there.
Okay.
So she went and took a ball and put it at the top of the steps and says, if you're up there, you know, push the ball down the stairs. 15 minutes later, the fucking ball comes rolling down the stairs. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this shit isn't like.
Nobody understands. Like,
And it's like, I'm sitting there and then like before we get out of the house.
Yeah.
We hear like these chains dragging across the floor upstairs. Like it sounds like someone's dragging chains across the floor upstairs.
Chains.
Yeah. Like it's heavy. You can feel the presence of it. Like it's like I'm up there pulling something with chains or just chains in general, just pulling them across the floor. You can feel the presence in it. And it's so weird because like when you say stuff like this, not many people have done this, right?
Right.
Like not many people go to a haunted place. It's like, yeah, dude, fucking throw a fast 80-mile-an-hour fastball straight at my dick. You know? Like, come on, ghost, you're a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
But no, I went and did this stuff, man. And it's just like, it really opens up a whole new perspective of just spiritual life. But yeah, that's what kind of made me think about Heaven's Honky Tonk is like, dude, what kind of, you know, if you could be a ghost, you know, would you be a cool ghost? Would you be an asshole ghost?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think I'd be a cool ghost. It just depends. Again, it just depends on who I'm haunting, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it's like I don't know.
So what advice, kind of go back on track with country music in general.
Sure.
What advice would you give someone that's new to the scene of Nashville?
Yeah.
What would be like your top 3 points of advice to give to them about starting a music career down here? What's your top 3?
I would say the advice that I was given was you have to write. You got to write as often as you can. I wrote a lot by myself just because, you know, whenever a big write arose, I wasn't interested in getting in and, you know, embarrassing myself or anything. But when you do get in rooms and you aren't necessarily the best writer in there, take your time to learn, I think. Yeah. Just hear different perspectives of, you know, what people have to say, how different people's brains work.
Kind of find that groove with those guys to understand like where they're kind of coming from and then like how you can grow as a writer yourself too.
Sure. Yeah. It's all writing. I mean, if it's your voice, you use your voice, you know, and the more you do it, the better you get. It's like anything else. But I think writing and music always comes first. You know, a lot of people get lost in the sauce of, making themselves look busy or, just, putting things that won't move the needle.
Yeah.
And I think at first, and I'm still like, I'm sure people are going to watch this and probably laugh because I'm a little over a year and a half, 6, 7 months in to Nashville, which is still
pretty new.
Still pretty damn new, especially like a lot of these successful cats, you know, on Music Row that have been here for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, dude, you're just starting. But from what I've learned is the songs always come first. You got to put the music first. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you want to be an artist, you want to hone your craft in entertainment, singing. You don't want to wear your voice out. You got to take care of this. This isn't like a guitar where you can replace the strings. You know, your voice is your lifeline. And then I'd say like find out what your strengths are and kind of lean into them. You know, like, and your strengths are just being who you are authentically, you know, like who made you, like what makes you you, like what is the music that you love growing up, you know?
Yeah.
And I think oddly enough, and I could be totally wrong, but we were talking about Hardy earlier and why he's going into rock is and that's what made him so fresh in this scene is because that was what he brought in. He brought in like these different melodies. Melody doesn't have genre. It doesn't pertain to any specific genre, right? Mm-hmm. He brought in new melodies. He brought in fresh lyrics, and he's slowly becoming who he's always been.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
which
just
is
getting more noticed now.
Right.
Now that he's kind of like it's always been there. Like
right.
I said, it's always been there, but now he's come out and like, look,
right? Like he's totally self-made.
Yeah,
you know, totally self-made from the ground up.
And
like,
you can't appreciate that any more than I mean, it's just like anything you buy from the store. It's like, I don't know, like you want stuff to be made in the USA. You want stuff to be handmade. Like all the expensive shit you buy in like the Amish counties and stuff like that. Yeah. Like they make great shit. Yeah. If you buy anything Amish, you know it's going to last you a lifetime. Oh, yeah. Fucking kitchen tables. They're like maybe $1,500. But they're old insane. Jebediah, dude, he'd be sawing on that thing. Yeah. Old Jebediah, fucking Millie May. You know, I mean, it's just them guys, they work so hard, and I've never seen people work so hard before.
Yeah, you're right.
And they're just so good at their craft. They just perfect it to the point where they're like, I had a guy come into the store one day. I used to work at a Sherwin-Williams paint store. Okay. Like my first real job. And I had a guy come in one day, and I could definitely tell he was Amish. His clothes were all handmade. Yeah. And he was completely blind in one eye. Okay. But he was the nicest dude ever. And he's like, yeah, you know, Yoder, we were sitting here. He's just sitting there talking and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm building a deck and whatever. And he's like, we're just getting talking. And I'm like, dude, is that your truck out there? Like, where the fuck's the horse and buggy at, dude? You know? Yeah. And it's like the branch off of Amish. Okay. Like a Mennonite, maybe.
Like the new Amish?
Yeah. Like we like electricity Amish.
Yeah. Like we still build nice shit, dude, but like we play PlayStation.
Yeah. Brand new F350 Platinum. Sure. And I was like, ask him about, like, that's a sweet truck. He goes, yeah, I just bought it. All cash. And I was like, all cash?
You're lying. Yeah.
He was like, yeah. He goes, I'm pretty good about saving me money. I don't even know how their accent is, but it's like.
I could be wrong, but I think everybody like shares amongst their community. Like all the money goes together, you know, and like that might be his truck, but that might be everybody's truck. Yeah. You know, it's like.
That'd be kind of cool though. Community.
That's like, kind of dope. But
can you imagine having like a community crib?
You never go hungry. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, all right, man, we're all camping over out at Jeb's house. Dude's got like a 6-bed, 5-bath house.
Yeah. My brother, funny story. So my brother used to live in Montana. And
is he part of the Montana boys?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh shit, dude! I just started seeing that on TikTok, and it's just.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
It's goofy
dancing, but anyways, he lived out there, and whenever he'd walk into a grocery store, he lived out in Sweetgrass for a while. He lived. And then he lived in Great Falls, which is like considered a big city in Montana. Yeah. But Montana is beautiful. Mm-hmm. And he he would go to the grocery store and like these, I think they're the Mennonites is what they are.
I'm pretty sure that's what they branch off of.
Yeah.
For the like that can do electricity.
So like the
and stuff.
Mennonites would just like camp out, like not camp out, but like just hang out outside the grocery store, and they would trade like homemade jam and like freshly made bread with my brother. He's like, dude, like if you can go grab, a fucking 30 rack of Bush Light, we're gonna give you these 3 things of homemade jam. My brother's like, sure, dude.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Jebediah. Like,
Sure, bro.
yeah, but it's just so weird. Like, I guess they can't do that, but like they secretly want to drink beer or something.
Yeah.
I just don't know too much about it, but I remember.
I don't either. I'm not very educated enough on which
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to be, because like
Yeah.
there have been a lot of times where like, we're like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up some banana nut bread from the Amish community because they're fucking amazing.
Everything they
They're
do
good.
is good.
Everything.
They're good at everything.
They
I'm
may
like,
be an awkward people,
yeah.
but like they're
if-
very nice. They're
if
very
they-
straightforward, and they know what they're doing.
If they utilized the technology that we have, that they can today, with that same work, they would take over the world, dude.
Honestly,
They would take over the world. We'd be shit out of luck.
yeah.
Everybody would.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
honestly unreal, and they would honestly, their communities would be like it'd be like a Christianity or like some type of religion, like with how many churches there are in this world.
Yeah.
Like I swear in Indiana, every time I come home, there's always like, I'm like, oh, what are they building over there? Like, oh, it's a new church. And I'm like, well, you got fucking 6 right down the road.
Not,
Well, what is the
there
new
can
one
never
gonna
be
do?
enough, dude.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it's not that I judge, but
No,
it's
you're
like,
good.
maybe we could have used a damn Taco Bell here
Yeah.
or something.
Dang, what'd they replace the Pizza Hut with?
Yeah. Oh, it's a new walk-in church. It's a 30-minute sermon and all this stuff, and you're just like, oh, sweet.
A drive-through
It's
church.
it's basically a drive-through church, bro. You just go in.
That's
and get
an
out.
idea. Yeah,
it is a good idea.
Go in, get your sins forgiven, get out.
You like go through the drive-through, and you're like, yeah, I would like an order of the holy water splash to cleanse my sins. You go straight in the drive-through, the fucker just throws it at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the communion cheeseburger.
Dude, speaking of that, I do have a funny story about church.
Okay.
So I haven't been to church in a very long time.
Okay.
But Bryson's family, they wanted me to go to church so bad with them. And I was like, I kept telling them like, oh yeah, I'll go. And then me and Bryson would get really drunk at the pub one night. And then we'd come home like, I ain't going to church, bro.
Yeah.
So one morning I actually went,
Okay.
and I liked it, but it's like, it still reminded me of like how church used to be. But
Yeah.
the church that they go to is like the biggest church in town. Like it's
Okay.
huge. So we go in, and it was like the day of communion or whatever. And I remember we would get in the line, and everyone gets up, and we were walking towards the communion line, and everyone's got like their grape juice and their crackers and shit. And it was so funny, dude, because like the last time I'd been to church, like we got like big crackers, dude. And they gave us a whole pack.
Yeah.
We got one oyster cracker. One single
Well,
oyster
dude,
cracker.
it's not a
I know.
meal.
I know. And then
you
they
trying
gave
to-
us a shot of grape juice, and I'm like, we like get back to our seats, and I'm like, damn, bro, they really skimping out in the portions here, bro. Like I understand you got to feed everybody, but
Dude, it's
I was like, I would have, maybe an extra cracker,
Dude, you're crazy.
Can I get like an extra shot of that grape juice?
Yeah, dude. No.
So we're sitting, it gets even
Joey,
better.
that's so
we're
funny, dude.
So we're sitting there, and Bryson just looks at me and goes, cheers, brother. We just took a shot of grape juice at church, and we were laughing so hard, and his mom and aunt were just like, you guys got to shut up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the hard part. Like when
Yeah,
you're
dude.
supposed to be quiet and you're laughing, it makes it even harder to shut up.
Yeah.
So, but that was one of my most recent church visits, and that's how that went. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I did learn a lot.
I think Catholics still use wine.
I might have to converge
Yeah, converge.
or convert.
Yeah, dude. No,
I'm gonna make here.
So
I have an idea.
go ahead.
I have an idea. I've always thought about this.
All right.
I'm gonna start my own religion.
I like it. I like where this is going.
I'm gonna have my own church.
Okay.
Our God's Dale Earnhardt.
Okay. Okay.
Our communion is everyone gets a draft Bush Light
Okay.
or Coors Light. I'll have them all on draft. Actually, fuck it.
What's the meal?
Ooh,
Meal.
that's
like
a tough choice.
Like the cracker.
Ooh, honestly, dude,
Could be like
I'm thinking low key a cheeseburger.
or like Cane's chicken tender
Oh, yeah.
dipped in the cane sauce.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a 4-piece wing
Yeah.
from Daytona, or like the Daytona wings from Hooters.
Oh Lord, yes.
And the singing choir is like
Yeah.
their song, like our main start out song is like Free Bird or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
We start every church service off with Free Bird.
Yeah. And instead of like amen, it's like raise hail, praise Dale. And all of our Bibles are gonna have the big number 3 on it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be a picture of Dale with his mustache.
I think it's a great idea to generate money.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah, we'll just start a cult.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'd be real popular.
Yeah, dude.
The Church of Earnhardt.
Church of Earnhardt. Yeah, sleep with other guys' wives.
Dude, that sounds like awesome.
Yeah, you gotta break it down to him. Be like, hey man, God told me to sleep with your wife. He did. Yes.
Yeah, so you got to bring her next Tuesday.
I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Sorry I have to do this to you, buddy. Thanks for being along with the ride.
Hey man, I wouldn't. It wasn't my idea. Just so you know.
Like your confession box, like
Yeah. Be like, well, that's real sweet of you, Joey.
every Monday, like they don't know who's on the other side of it, but it's you. And you're like, yeah, so do you have any confessions you want to make? And you're like, he's like, yeah, man. He was like, fucking went to Waffle House the other day, man, ordered like 2 hash browns. He only gave me 1. And instead of, but they charged me for 2 and I paid for 2. And he's like, I ended up just dining and dashing. And he's like, will you forgive me? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I forgive you. That's bullshit. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
No, that's cool.
Actually, I did walk out on a
Game recognized game.
Hey, facts, dude. I've done it before. I've walked out on a tab at Waffle House.
I have, but that was just because the service was so terrible. It was a burger joint down in Daytona, Florida.
Oh, I was in PCB.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I bet that was a good time.
Oh, dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I walked home, and then I hitchhiked the last mile back to our hotel. This story, you got to hear this one. This one's funny, too. So, me and the guys go out to Coyote Ugly Saloon, and that place is awesome, dude. We're out at Coyote Ugly. I just go get another Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, we're hungry. We're going to go get Waffle House. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I just paid $15, like $15 for this damn drink.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to stay and finish it. And like, all right, we'll meet you there. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching there's like a football game on TV or something, or some kind of game of sports. And I was watching it, and I just remember like there was a girl and there was a guy next to me.
Yeah.
And the guy was like doing that little reach around hug, whatever. And she just gets up on the bar and starts shaking ass.
Coyote Ugly, you said?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm like sitting here
That's
with my
not unheard
whiskey
of.
Coke, and I'm trying to watch the TV.
Yeah.
And like with that dude being right next to me, I wasn't just going to be like, oh my God, like nice buns, chick. And,
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting there watching the TV, and like she keeps radiating closer to me.
Trying to be respectful.
And I'm just sitting here like deadlocked to the TV. I'm like, do not look. Do not look.
Yeah.
Like it was almost to the point where like I could almost feel his eyes watching me. And I'm sitting here like, I know he can see me. Like,
Was he a big dude or something? Like
No, he was actually kind of short. He was about up to my shoulder. I mean, I could have probably put him in a headlock, give him a little.
Yeah. Yeah,
know.
that's what you should have done. Let his girl watch while she's dancing.
Yeah, I did get a few peeks though, because it got to the point where it was like, it started from like right here,
Yeah.
and then it radiated, and then it was like right here,
Yeah.
and I was like, please do not fart. Like I just trying to enjoy a fucking whatever soccer, cricket, whatever bullshit sports game was on. I'm like. But so anyways, I ended up leaving. I went to Waffle House, and it's like a walk across the street. So I'm walking across the street with actually I met these 2 girls that were from our high school.
Okay.
They were there. So they walked with me across the street to Waffle House, and I had just like, I'm drunk, dude. I fling that fucking door open, the Waffle House.
Yeah.
And as I'm flinging it open, Coop and all of them are walking out. They're like, dude, where the fuck have you been? I'm like, I'm just now getting here, dog. I was like, I had to finish my drink and everything. So we go get a corner booth. We sit down, and all I order is hash browns. Just a big order of cheesy hash browns.
Yeah.
Throw some salt, pepper, some sauce on that bitch, stir it up, eat it.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
So
Yeah.
I'm done. And a random dude walks up to our table and was like, hey, man, there's no seats. Can I, like, pop a squat with you? And I was like, yeah, get in here. Like, go sit in this corner, though. Like, I don't want you to take my freedom space.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
as I'm sitting on the edge of the table, he's, like, talking to us about shit. And he's, like, talking to the girls. And I'm, like, listening to them. But I'm, like, don't even want to talk to this kid. I just want my check so I can get out of here. It's, like, $2 for hash browns, right? So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired. It's been 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, this place is packed. I'm like, fuck it. So I looked at the girls. I was like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Like, okay. I just walk out the front door.
Peace.
Walk all the way to, man, it's like the nearest stoplight. And I call Bryson. I'm like, hey, did you guys already Uber home? They're like, yeah. I didn't have the Uber app.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you download this app? I don't know how to work it. I was like, can you just call me an Uber? And he's like, yeah, what street are you at?
Yeah.
His fucking phone dies mid-phone call.
Shit.
So my other buddy calls me. He's trying to order an Uber. And I said, hold on, dude. I said, hold on, don't order an Uber yet.
Yeah.
So I walk like another block, and I'm sitting there like catching my breath because I'm drunk, dude. I'm like, just heavy breathing. This car rolls up. All four windows are down, and it's a stoplight on red. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to ask this guy for a ride.
Yeah.
It's just one dude, and then all the rest of the seats were empty. So I'm like, hey, man. I was like, I'm not going to rob you or hurt you or anything. I was like, I don't know how to really start a conversation like this, but I was like, I need a ride. Like, I'll give you like $10, $15. I'm like, it's literally just 2 miles this way at this hotel or whatever.
Was he going that way anyways?
Yeah. He was like, oh, dude, I'm going that way anyways. Like, just hop in.
Cool.
And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just down here for vacation. And he's like, oh, that's cool, man. I just moved here and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like the coolest 5-minute car ride.
Yeah.
And
those people are the best, dude.
Yeah. I was like, the whole time I was sitting there, I'm like, dude, there's no way this guy could take me. Like, even drunk, I got this.
Yeah.
He's behind the wheel. All I got to do is fuck up that wheel.
Yeah.
Launch us right into a fucking pole. Hopefully the pole's on his side. So hopefully I'll be good. that was my Waffle House story.
That's awesome, dude. I miss spring breaks, man. College spring break was a good time.
Dude, I just kind of miss that feeling in life where you didn't have a fucking thing to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, amen, dude. Amen. You know, but you got to keep climbing, dude. Life keeps getting better if you let it.
Dude, life's a garden, brother. Dig it.
Dig it. That's right. That's right, dude.
Life's a garden.
Joe Dirt, what a legend.
Joe Dirte.
But hey, brother, I got to get going, man.
Yes, sir. We'll go
ahead
ahead and cut this off. Pretty good podcast today, I think.
Dude, it was awesome.
I think we covered more ground than I expected, actually, with the whole country music scene.
Yeah, man.
But
thank you so much for having me on this. You know.
Oh, for sure, dude. Anything to help anyone out, you know, get their name out there, kind of promote their music and you know what they do, and then also for people that are learning or wanting to move here, they can learn information on like advice, tips for living here and stuff like that. So it's kind of just a big blender. For a lot of people to just look into and just say, okay, this guy promotes music, he promotes the business, the industry, and he's also just bullshitting and having fun with it. Like that's something I can get along with. Yeah, but so everybody watching, this is Dan Marshall. You can find his music on literally everything, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music,
Amazon, anything.
Go to his Instagram. Is it Dan Marshall Music?
Dan Marshall Official.
Dan Marshall Official. I forgot. He's a lot bigger than that now. not music. We're official now.
It's the official one.
So official Dan Marshall Official, and go pre-save Heaven's Honky Tonk, which comes out April 5th.
That's right.
That is going to be a huge hit for him, and I think we are all super excited for this release and to see where this takes you in your journey. Thank you for coming on to my podcast and giving me your time on a beautiful Sunday. Thanks for sharing all this information.
Of course, dude.
Hopefully this podcast gets out to multiple people. Hopefully people go save your music and, let's get them streams and stuff up. So, once again,